good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the entire globe. This is Michelle's Mystic Corner. No, I am not Michelle. As you can plainly see, this is Dax. Hey, everybody. Michelle will be here in a minute. She's having technical issues, which I find to be absolutely hilarious only because we were having all these technical problems with Blog Talk Radio. That's our simulcast. So we're on YouTube doing video stream and then simulcasting on radio. Well, for the last week, every one of our shows, like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, it wouldn't work. It was down. They were having all kinds of technical problems. In fact, this week it worked on Monday, but we didn't do a show on Monday. Didn't work on Wednesday. Then the entire website was down. blogtalkradio.com was completely down. They were doing maintenance. Hopefully they fixed whatever the issue is. Apparently they did, because we are live simulcasting finally on Blog Talk and on YouTube. But now Michelle's having technical problems. She can't get her camera to turn on. So I told her to, shut everything down and turn everything back on. It's one of those dealios where, and it happens to a lot of us, where we're on there and we're trying to use the camera for something, and it says the camera's being used by something else. It's like, okay, it never tells you what that something else is. Have you noticed that? We have to figure it out on our own, right? Um, Sometimes you can't figure out what it is, and it's in the background. Something's going on. So I have to, I just shut everything down. I just shut down everything that I possibly can. Um, it was a little bit easier. Well, this is the two-pronged thing. It's like on PCs, Windows, it happened more frequently than it does on Mac. On Mac, it almost never happens. But the nice thing about when it's happening on PC is that I can bring up, you know, everything that's running a lot easier than I can on a Mac. And I just, right click down on the little bar there, and I bring up the thingy, and it tells me every freaking app and instance and everything that's running, and all this stuff that I don't need. I can sit there and I can just, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. Not so much on a Mac. So basically I end up just going, okay, I'm just going to shut everything down, turn the computer completely off, make sure everything's dead, tell it to not reopen apps. Yes, you got to tell it, especially on a Mac, you got to tell it, don't reopen everything. And then start over, and then hopefully you'll be able to connect your camera. So we're just going to wait for Michelle to get here. I thought, oh, hold on a second. I thought I was getting a text. Let's see, this says direct message Michelle. Okay, I think that might just be if I want to direct message Michelle. Okay. No sign of her yet, although I did see her call on Zoom drop off. So that's a good sign that she's shutting everything down, and she's gonna start it all back up, pop back in here, hopefully. I hope so, and I hope soon, because we've got a fun show for you, really. She's gonna be talking about spreads to help you connect with your deck. And it was kind of last minute getting the files from her. We have like a couple of PDFs. One is questions for connecting, and I think that's a spread. I'm looking at it now, And I'm going to later on in the show, when we're talking about this, I'm going to show or share and show these PDFs, share my desktop, be able to show it to you. Questions for our connection. And then what's the other one? The other one is questions for, oh, well, wait a minute. No, that's the same thing. Okay, hold on a second here. Looks like I might have multiple files of the same thing or something. We did this like last second before we went on air. Literally, she got these to me. Oh yeah, and then there's a connecting with your cards that talks more, I think, about the cards themselves. This will be fascinating about connecting with your deck. I love that. I love that. What I'll do is I'll put these together, these two PDFs. I'll see if I can put them together on one document, and then I'll make it available to everybody. So whether you're watching this video in replay on YouTube, then it'll be down in the description. If you're watching it, say, on Psychic Cafe, it'll be on the page that the video is on, and we'll get that up for you. Of course, you'll have to wait till after the show for us to get that all situated. Because yes, we are running a little behind. I almost didn't have my coffee for the show. And hello, it's Psychic Cafe. We have to have coffee or tea. I mean, it's kind of a rule. Oh gosh. So yeah, that is literally my first cup of coffee. Usually I have three by now. So yeah, if I start staring into space, it just means that I'm not awake yet. Plus, I'm waiting for Michelle to pop on here. In the meantime, I'll do the cards I pulled for today for the show. And let me pop in the chat and see what's going on. Oh, Adithia's in there. Hey, how you all doing? We're doing great, Adithia. Having some testicle difficulties, Michelle is. We're trying to get her on here. Could I get a general reading? Okay, so I'll pull some cards for you, Adithia, in just a little bit here. Hi, Dan. Dan's in there. Michelle's hubby, although he might be off helping Michelle get on air here with us. But we do have the phone lines wide open because we actually have phone lines today. So I'm hoping people will call in because we have not had phone lines, like I said, for over a week now. And it would be tragic if, we get the simulcast back, but no one calls in on the phone lines. Then it really is a big hint from, the universe. Maybe we need to get rid of Block Talk Radio. We've been thinking about that for like half a year or more now. I mean, where are we? Coming up on August. So since the last week of December last year, when the first outage happened, and then it happened again in February, again in February, March, April, a little bit in May, a lot in June, and here in July, it was like all last week. Yeah. It looks like Michelle's calling back in now. So we'll get her on here in just a second. And there she is. Hey, Michelle.
I
You
had to
made
join by phone.
Oh, well, that was my other idea, which I didn't get to tell you before you turned off your computer, because I said, just turn your computer off, turn it back on. Whatever's using the camera might go away. And then after you did that, I was like, oh, I should have told her just use your phone. I mean, it's not as nice as the computer as far as like audio visual quality. Uh, your phone has some kind of like reflection going on. I don't know
Yep,
what that is, but it'll do in a pinch
it
because
will.
we're on radio anyway. People can't see us. Oh, guess what? By the way, if you're on the radio listening to us live or in archive, even, you can go to the video portion of the show and see it. Yeah. So if you're, we never say this on the shows. If you are on, listening to Blog Talk on a podcast, on blogtalkradio.com, what have you, down in the description, we always put a link to the video. So you can pop over YouTube and watch us and listen to us there, which is better anyway,
Yeah.
even if you don't want to watch the video, it's better. It sounds better on YouTube, and it helps us with our channel, with building our watch hours and all that kind of thing like that. Right. But if you are watching us, or sorry, listening to us live on Blog Talk, you can come over and see us on YouTube. So on YouTube, if you're already on YouTube, just search The Psychic Cafe, The Psychic Cafe, and the channel will pop up. Click, you'll go into the channel, you'll see the live, click on the live, and you'll be able to get in the chat with us. If you're not on YouTube yet, the easiest thing to do is type in your browser psychic.cafe/live, and that'll take you right into the live, right into the chat. Yes, we have a chat room going over there. Speaking of chat, I had just said hello to Aditya, and anybody that's watching on YouTube, if you want to call in on the radio side of things, yeah, you can call in. Yeah, we are one of the only networks, group of shows doing lives on YouTube that has radio simulcasting with 50 call lines that you can call in. And it's actually working right now. Right, Michelle?
Surprisingly, yes.
Yes, yes. I love your things fluttering there in the wind and everything. I swear to God, every single show I do with Michelle, the background completely changes. I mean, she's got the fireplace behind her, then the fireplace is not behind her. She's got the thing up here, then she does it. The camera's this way, then the camera's this way, then the camera's this way, then the camera this way. I'm like, pick a background and leave it that way.
But then it wouldn't be entertaining. You never know where I'm going to be at.
But it messes up the feng shui, right? You just need to get that coffee background, do a virtual background.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Do the coffee house virtual background.
Yep.
No one will ever know what the heck the background then looks like, And,
Right.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you can call into the show if you're watching us on YouTube, you're in the chat there, you can actually call in. I'll put the phone number back in. Actually, I have it here in the chat. If you scroll up where you see the yellow, it says The Psychic Cafe. It's 714-816-4628. That's 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through to Blog Talk, make sure you hit 1 on your dial pad. That'll like put you up to the top of the caller queue. But yeah, it's really quiet. Here we are on a Saturday. Usually there's a ton of people looking for live shows on blogtalkradio.com to call into, and they call in, and we usually have a whole bunch of callers on Saturdays and Sundays. It's really strange. I don't know if it has anything to do with, Blog Talk going down, and also us not being able to use Blog Talk for like a week.
Right.
Maybe people don't know it's working again, or they're maybe people are not even going to blogtalkradio.com looking for shows, Michelle, because the website was completely down for like
Gone.
at least 24 hours, 36 hours, something like that. Crazy stuff. Anyway,
so how
are
you
you
today?
Yeah, you finally were able to join your own show.
I did.
I'm telling you.
Technical difficulties. It's been a very long morning already.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, Michelle wasn't feeling too good. I woke up late. I mean, literally my hair and everything is like it looked like when I was crawling out of bed. I just got in front of the camera. Basically, that's what happened. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, it was like scrambling to get everything operating. Michelle messaged me. I think you were forget what you were saying. I think it was when you were telling me about
Mhm.
the horrendous morning you had, and that
Yes.
you'd be ready for the show shortly. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing that she messaged me because my alerts and alarms that I have set for the show
Oh
never
no.
never heard them. Yeah, I would not have been awake. I would still be sleeping right now.
Oh my goodness.
I actually wish I was still sleeping right now. I'm tired. I don't know what's going on, but
I know.
I'm working on it with the coffee here. Oh.
You and me both.
You should pull cards for today's show, and maybe it'll tell us what's going on with the craziness, like with the you're not able to get your camera working and oh, reminds me. Oh, I was just looking at the bottom scroll. I need to put in the phone number because I took it out for all
Oh,
those
that's
shows.
right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna type that in while you're pulling some cards here. Let's
Okay.
see. Put
Well,
the
I got,
put the
while you
call in.
type that in, I got the High Priestess and the Temperance. So something is out of balance in the universe,
Mm.
and it needs to get back into balance. And I'm not one to say we're in Mercury retrograde because I myself don't know a whole lot about that, but that's what's going on. And as soon as the universe gets itself back into balance, we will have more peace going back on.
Ah,
So that's what I'm seeing.
very cool. Very cool. So I was shuffling the deck, and by the way, I switched back from the Steel Wizard to the Llewellyn deck for today's show.
I have my Llewellyn deck out for today's show, but for simplicity reasons, I
Yeah.
chose my uh, Smith Waite deck.
Oh, okay. It's a smaller one too.
It is. It's the Centennial one in the tin.
In the tin can. I love that.
Yes, yes.
Yes, they actually when it was 100 years anniversary or birthday of RWS, they decided to put out a US Games put out a centennial version that was in a tin can, which is like really cool.
It
Uh-oh.
is.
Uh-oh. Cards flying. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention was so I'm shuffling the deck and cards were uh-oh.
Hey, where'd I
Michelle,
go?
your your camera froze on oh, now you're sideways. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
The
It
phone's a
froze.
phone.
It's funny on my end, it was frozen on and it was like zoomed in on your cards and your boobs.
That's
It,
because the way it fell.
Dan was having a thrill like you wouldn't believe. Anyway, so I'm shuffling the deck this morning and this card just flew out. It wanted to be the card of the day, and it's the Four of Cups. And I,
Ooh.
and I love this version. Look, the three cups that she's not really happy about is actually on the other side of the stream, even. I mean, it's even more than the Waite Smith version, although there's the tree like in the Waite Smith version. The skies are darker. I like the way it's more represented in this one
Hmm.
version. And then there's the fourth cup, and instead of being presented by a hand coming out of a cloud, it's actually hanging up in the tree here. And she is looking down towards these three cups that she's not happy with. Cups are emotions in tarot, and she's missing this one up here. So there's an opportunity that she's missing, right? And then I pulled a heart of the matter card, and I got the Ace of Wands, and then there's the new opportunity. So it's like it's accentuating the fact that there is a new opportunity that you're not seeing here. And I see this as like, for those of you that resonate with this message is for you. I see it like a call to action, Michelle. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a need for creative renewal and the courage to pursue new opportunities, combined with a warning against stagnation and inaction, which is what's going on here.
Right.
It's too focused on the lack, which is exactly what's happening in the Five of Cups as well, really, and
Yep.
not being open to the new opportunities. But there is a new opportunity. We know that because of the Ace, right?
Yep.
Um, this combination may suggest that we need to like reevaluate our lives, set new goals, um, embrace change. So basically, it's showing there's the potential to create something new and beautiful, but it requires effort and a willingness to take risks. That's what I'm getting with that combination.
Yes.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So
Very,
I was
very
telling,
nice.
before you were able to come on, I already told everybody about the topic today. Oh my God, spreads to help you connect with your deck. Before we do that, let's check on the chat room. I had said hello to Dan, and Adithya came in. It's still quiet in there too.
I am not have no access to YouTube yet. So
That's okay. I'll let you know what's going on in the chat. I can let you know what's going on. Now, this is the thing. I did promote the show yesterday. Now, today, of course, as you all know, I already explained, we were both running very behind. And so I didn't get any promotions out this morning like I wanted to do, but I did get promotions out yesterday. I'm really shocked that, plus YouTube sends out notifications that we're going
mhm.
live, and Blog Talk is dead.
Wow.
The chat room is dead. I do not know what's going on, but it's okay because we have a
Yeah,
topic today. Yeah.
we do.
However, Adithya first,
Aditi.
she said, and yeah, it's one of our regulars. She said,
What a beautiful name.
"How you all doing?" And let's see. Dan said something about I'm here, got to keep it interesting. Yes, we can't have, smooth running everything shows and all. We have to make it interesting with all the technical issues.
Right.
Plus Dan's, probably talking about your background that's changing every 5 minutes. Um, but then Aditya asks for, oh, Dan promoted. Yay. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Somebody did something. Anyway, Aditya says, could I get a general reading, please? So let's pull some cards for
Absolutely.
Aditya, and then we'll get
Yeah.
into connecting with our decks. Didn't you already do a talk on that on one of the other shows where you talked a little bit about connecting with your deck? I can't remember.
Last show.
Was
So
it
this
last
will
show?
wrap up. Yes. So this
Oh,
will
okay.
kind of wrap up the
Mm.
connecting.
Yeah, I do remember us mentioning, and
Hmm.
because there's like weeks in between Michelle's Mystic Corner, I just turned 60, folks. I forget some of this. What happened. I don't know what I had for lunch yesterday, let alone what happened on her show 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, depending on. And but I do remember us mentioning that we were going to have these spreads on this episode, which is really cool.
Yes.
Dan says, I'm not old like Dax. That's right. He's like a year and a half, 2 years younger. Yeah. You're about to be old as dirt, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Michelle's going to have to start looking. She's going to have to get some spring chicken out there. And I could tell looking at Michelle, she's got a cougar energy to her.
It's Jason Momoa. I mean, what?
Jason Momoa. Say what? Yep. Yep. I love it.
Sorry, Dan. Um, uh,
What are you getting for Adithya?
so, Miss Adithya, I have the 10 of Pentacles for you. That's the first card I have. So this card is showing a very beautiful scene, a very happy scene. There's a lot of security in particular picture, but there's someone coming in. I have the Knight of Swords, and he is coming in with some sort of information for you that may or may not. I'm not sure if it's good news or bad news. It's the way it looks like he's coming. See, it's supposed to be on this side. Sorry. It's the way it looks like he's coming in. And then
Oh, I
after
like that.
that, right? Isn't that gorgeous? And then after that, I got the Six of Wands. So this tells me it should be good news because this six is success. And so there is some sort of good news coming in for you. And you
Mm-hmm.
need to be prepared for that. Um, it may not be fantastic news, but it is of some sort of financial interest for you. And that's what I'm feeling with the 10 of Pentacles. So just be on the lookout for something coming in. And then after that, I got the Ace of Swords. So when this comes in, whatever, however, even if it's $1 that you get coming in,
Yeah.
think about what you're going to do with that. I think you need to start doing some sort of investment. That's what the Ace of Swords is saying, is think before you spend. And so I think that this night is saying there
Mhm.
is a message that you need to start saving.
Cool. Cool. I've got a message for Adithya too. Pulled some cards real quick. Um, the card that showed up was the Five of Swords.
Ooh.
And this could be, the aftermath after a battle. And what I always say with when the Five of Swords comes up is, do you want to be right? Or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be right? Or do you want to be happy? I like the happy one, I'm just saying. And along with that, I got the Three of Cups. Yeah. So what's that say? This is a celebration and everything. Right after that Five of Swords, that's kind of weird. They're like diametrically opposed meanings in cards, right? I think what it's talking about is, remember, swords are thoughts and ideas, right? So part of this also with having five swords is a little bit of overthinking on your part, Adithya. So what I'm saying is, what the message coming through from the universe for you in this case is, you need to let your hair down and have a girls' night out and celebrate. And, whatever this situation is, rather than keeping focused on the negative, you need to push forward, focus on the positive, just have a good time without even thinking. Notice this is cups, which is emotions. It's like there's also, I love how the moon's in there. It's almost a hint, especially if we're, when we're getting close to a full moon, to, get out there. A lot of crazy stuff happens on full moons. Ask the EMTs and the emergency room at your
Right.
local hospital
Mm-hmm.
and your local precinct and police. Um, so it's like you want to get into this emotional state, change your emotions. Don't worry about the details, the thinking. that you're getting with the swords. Instead, focus in on your emotions and just let your hair down, have a good time, and that's going to help. Okay, there we go.
And so I have come up with my own spreads. I have one that is connecting with your cards.
Mm-hmm.
And with this spread, it is actually an 8 card spread. I don't usually do a lot of spreads
Mm-hmm.
unless it is for specific reasons, like connecting with your cards. If someone really wants a certain spread, I'll do that. So the one I have is a 8 card spread, and it is called Connecting with Your Cards. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Let me see if I can.
And I sent them to you, Dax,
I'm
on
gonna
Messenger.
hang on just a second here. Let me see if I can get the screen share to work. Ha ha. And I think, is it this one?
Yes, yes, it
There it is.
is.
Yay.
All right, that is the one. So the first one is obviously you're asking your deck, what is your main characteristic? Because as you know, everything has energy, and our cards have their own energy and their own characteristics, right? So that's my first question to the card is what is your characteristic, your main, personality? And then the next 3 cards go together. And it's almost like a mini spread inside of this, right? And it is, will our combined strengths and weaknesses, you know,
Uh-huh.
um, will they strengthen or diminish the card's effectiveness? Because now you're putting your energy in with your card's energy. And so you do want to know, or is our weaknesses going to, work against each other? And if so, what do we do about that? So that's why you want to use, 3 cards, because it's going to tell you, yeah, your weaknesses are going to do this, right? And so then we have the next 3 set of cards, 5, 6, and 7. What do we need to do to connect with each other? Because the cards are going to tell you. And so you just pull out your cards and you read the 3 cards, and they're going to tell you what you need to do. Okay. And then the last question on this one is, will we have a successful working relationship? And that is that spread. And then, of course, I left room for notes, as you can see. So that way you can write
Very cool.
anything on your page if you have any notes you would like to put on there. And this will be made available for anybody who would like a copy.
Yes, we're going to turn this into a PDF. I don't know if I explained that in the beginning of the show or not, but there's 2 different spreads. I'm going to try to get it all onto one thing, and then it'll be I think I mentioned this in the beginning of the show that I'm going to put it in the description below the video wherever you're watching it, whether you're watching it on Psychic Cafe or if you're watching it here on YouTube. Go down to the description and I'll have links to these. It'll be after the show, of course. We are live right now. It's going to be, 2 or 3 hours after the show.
Right.
you know but if you're watching this in archive, it's probably already down there. If it's Sunday or Monday, it's already there. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the next spread that I brought here today is
Mm-hmm.
the questions for our connection. So this spread, and I do have it on paper, but it did not turn out right. So I did send it to Dax, and this is a 9 card spread. And
Right.
I like to do more than one card at a time because I like to read, you know, 3 cards here, 3 cards there.
Yeah.
Um, and for this one, the first question, and I think there is a box missing on this one. I'm so sorry, guys. The
Yeah,
first,
and I told you to send it to me on Messenger, and you did, and that version has the box missing too. So
okay,
card number 6 would obviously be after card 5 up here.
yes,
Yeah. So I'll fix all that. Don't worry about it.
okay. So this one is there something interfering with our relationship?
Mm.
So this is a good spread when you and your cards just do not seem to be working well together. And that happens. Sometimes you're just feeling like the cards are not giving accurate reads. Things just are not working between you and your cards. So, is there something interfering with our relationship? Am I holding back when I'm working with you? And that's a big question because we don't want to admit when we're holding back sometimes. But when we are holding back anything, it does reflect in our readings or with our working with our cards. And then the third question is, do I need to work with you in a different way? Because sometimes we don't know that we're working with our cards in a way that just isn't vibing with their energy, right? And I know I've done that many times. And then 4, 5, and 6, those are 3 questions that go together. How do you prefer to be cleansed? Some cards, they don't want to be cleansed with sage. Some cards, they don't want to be put out under the moonlight. It's going to tell you their method of cleaning. Um, and then the last 3 is, what do we need to do to reconnect our bond? And that's huge because you want to reconnect with your cards. So you're going to let your cards tell you what they want from you and what they see as what feels good to them to be reconnected with you and to bond with you. So that is the second spread. And this also will be put, I'm looking up because I have YouTube on my big TV. Sorry. um, but it lets you, be able to really dig deep. And then that's what the notes are for. I don't know if this page has notes, but that way you can just start writing. Okay, this is what the card says. Now, what do I think? Are the cards accurate? Are the cards leaning towards, oh, there they are. Are the cards leaning towards telling me something I didn't know about myself? So, see, you can really learn a lot with doing these spreads.
Awesome. And we'll get a PDF for all this.
Yeah. And of course, there are simple spreads, there are 3 card spreads. I like the longer spreads.
That one's not too bad though.
It really isn't. Once you put, especially when you put them together, like, 1, 2, and 3 together, or 4, 5, and
Mm.
6 together.
Awesome.
So that's my take on doing spreads and connecting with your cards. And
And Michelle talked about connecting uh what was it last show? So if you want to go back in the archive, you can watch
that's
that
right.
portion too.
Yes. And
Yeah.
why it's important. We talked about why it's important to connect with your cards.
Right, right.
Yes.
So now let's go over and see who's on the phone lines. God, it's been so long since we did that I, almost forget how to do the phone lines because they've been down and not working for so long on Blog Talk. let's see. It looks like the first or the caller that's been waiting the longest is area code 559.
Ooh,
We're going to bring on area code 559. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? You're live on Psychic Cafe. Hello? Are you there? Are you there? I brought their mic hot, but there might be a technical issue.
hello.
Area code 559, are you there? Hmm, that's strange. Okay, so I guess we're going to put 559 back on hold and we'll go to a different call. We'll come back to 559. So if you're hearing this, uh, we just tried to get you on air, but maybe you weren't ready. They might have been in the other room. They might have been in the little boy's room or the little girl's room.
Yep.
So we're going to go to who's been waiting the longest since 559 916. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
916.
Hi, my name's Ray, and I'm calling from California.
Ray from California.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hello. I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you guys having me.
Pretty
We're
good.
good.
So,
What could,
tell me if I'm doing this right. I can ask you a question. Is that correct?
Sure.
yep.
Okay. So, I'm not dating anyone, or anything like that. I don't have any prospects, but I was just curious if you have anything like on my dating life. If you see anything coming up, or I think now I feel like I'm calm and have my feet under me, and I'm not dating anyone. I just want to see if you see anything or have any advice.
Are you ready? Woohoo! Are you ready?
Because I think I am. I have my job under me and we've
Yep.
been having fun and stuff, but I think I'm ready to settle down, I think.
Cool. So Michelle's pulling cards, and anybody that's, listened to our radio show or watched our YouTube lives, they know how I do this. I start pulling cards and laying them down. I'm looking for a court card to show up. And if I'm putting down card after card and I'm getting out there about 13 cards or so, I just stop because it's like, okay, it's not happening right away. So, you know, we might have to look at the cards and see why that's not happening, what you have to work on yourself. And that's typically, God, that happens a lot of times, Michelle.
Yeah, it really does.
But for Ray here, the very first card I picked, Queen of Pentacles.
Nice.
I mean, it's like she's already there, you know. Pentacles is the earth sign, earth element. So maybe one of the earth signs like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be, but that kind of a grounded down to earth kind of woman is, and it showed up right away. It's almost like,
Hmm.
you know, it happens so infrequently that I'm kind of lost on that. Like what's coming to me is it's almost like this is somebody that's already there in your sphere of influence, so to speak. And then I get the 10 of cups, which is idyllic family life. I mean, you can't get better than that. It's like you got the relationship, the nice house, couple of kids. I mean, it's looking really, really good. Really, really good. Um, the judgment card shows up, and that's the cosmic wake up call. It's just showing up to say, yeah, Ray, you're ready to go here, and start looking around because she's right there. You just keep missing her. Now, the only negative things I'm getting, or I shouldn't say negative. How should I put it, Michelle? Um, Kind of hints from the universe.
Right.
Yeah,
Advice.
advice, sort of little things like that. I got the 5 of Wands, which is typically about some kind of squabble or something, going on. And just like earlier in the show with the 5 of Swords, and I said, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? This is the classic advice on relationships, but the cards are repeating that,
Yep.
Also, the three of Swords shows up, and this is a card of, yeah, she's not happy in this card. If you, for those that are watching on YouTube and can actually see the card, um, 3 is creativity and communication, and Swords are thoughts and ideas. All right. So a lot of this, when this card shows up in the regular, or I shouldn't say regular, the Waite Smith versions of these cards, everybody's seen this card. It's has the heart, and it's got the 3 swords piercing it. It's heartache, it's anguish, it's all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit different in this Llewellyn deck version.
I
Uh,
love this.
but the main thing I always tell people is, they always talk about the meaning of this card and talking about all these emotions, but there's no cups here. This is not a card of emotion. This is the swords, thoughts and ideas. What that's telling me is that anything that's been holding you back in this area is all in your head. It's all in your head. So that's what I'm getting, but let's see what Michelle's getting. What are you getting, Michelle?
Okay. So I got the horned one, which is
Nice.
telling me that you are holding something back. Something is holding you back, I should say. You are allowing something in your life to keep you from moving forward. And I don't know if it's a belief system, if it's a thought pattern, it could be a behavioral pattern, but only you know. And the next card I got is the Chariot. And so now is the time for you to advance forward. Okay, you have to take the wheel. This is the victory card. So someone is out there for you, but you have to just start really digging deep into yourself and letting go of anything that's not serving you, that isn't positive in your life. Okay. And then there's also the 4 of Swords. So here we are with those swords. Now is the time to really rest, and not a physical rest. This goes along with the Hanged One, or I guess this would be the Devil. This is a time to really rest your mind in the fact that you need to really look deep into yourself and get yourself in balance, get yourself, positive and straight. And then you can take that step going forward and just put your foot out there and say, find the woman you're looking for and say, hey, I like you. Write that. You want to be my girlfriend? Yes or no? That's what this card is saying. Just take that step. But let go of the hurtful thinking that's in your mind first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I dance and I'm at a studio, and there's someone that's really intriguing. She's pretty. I think I want to ask her out, but I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if I'd be interested or not. But it's nothing serious, and so I was just kind of curious.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's what was showing up in my cards was she's already there. She's in your field of view. She's in your group of, coworkers, friends, people you spend time with, or at least in the periphery area of that. So maybe it could be that person. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the call. That was great.
Well, absolutely. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, right?
Thank you
call
so much,
back
guys. You have a good day.
Let us know what's going on. We'd like like to hear more, you know,
Absolutely.
especially if you connect with that other dancer. That would be cool. Wow.
Right.
It's like having Barishnikov and everybody on here before they became famous, you know. Let's try that 559 number again.
All
Hello,
right.
area code 559. Are you there? Hello, hello. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Area code 559. Are you there? Hmm. Okay, maybe they'll call back in. Um, let's go to the next caller. Oh, I don't have an area code for this one. I'm just going to say, I'm bringing your mic live. Hello, caller. You are live on Psychic Cafe. Welcome to the cafe. And
Hi.
what's your name? Where are you calling from? And yes, it's you. Because I don't have an area code, I can't let them know that it's their line I picked up. But yes, if you're listening, it's you. Okay. Sounds like they're not ready either. We're going to put them back on hold. So, caller, we're putting you back on hold. We'll come back to you in a little bit here. Give you time to get ready. I don't have an area code for you. The call's blocked. So when when it's a Skype call or a blocked call or anything like that, you get all ones on the switchboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the phone number that would be like area code 619, such and such, such and such. Instead, it goes 111, 111, 1111.
Wow.
And sometimes overseas calls come in like that as well. So if it's an international call. So I don't have an area code for you to tell you it's your line. So you are the caller that we're bringing on when we come back to you. So get ready. Get ready. Take the phone off speaker and put it up to your head. That's right. Everybody's so used to, like, nowadays they hold their phones like this and they're talking.
Hmm.
And I especially hate it when they're out in public and they're like, people, we don't want to hear your conversation. Not only do we not care, it's actually annoying. It's annoying as fuck. you know yes, get rid of that. Don't be talking into your phone and having them coming over the speaker. Not only might they accidentally say something that you don't want everybody else to hear, but we don't want to hear it. We don't give a shit. Yes. You're sitting there in the coffee shop. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably come over tonight, Charlotte, and blah 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 blah. It's like, we don't want to hear that.
If we we want to see the other person.
So
If
what
we
you
want to eavesdrop, we want to see the other person. Come on now,
yeah,
we'll make it fun.
it's not even that. For me, it's just I'm doing my thing and you're just annoying me, at that point. Basically turn it off speakerphone. It's when you hold the phone up to your head and talk. Do you remember that? Before everybody started using the speaker, you can actually turn it on so it's the speaker that goes up to your ear. Yeah, you can still do that. Even in
Or you
20.
can just wear earbuds and no one will ever know.
That's right. Just put the earbuds in.
People will think you're talking to yourself. It's
Well, the
okay.
thing I don't like about the earbuds though is with the phone, you know, um those the microphones in phones nowadays are fantastic.
Hmm.
They pick up everything. So you can have a nice conversation with the person on the other end. We don't hear their side. And on your side, you can talk, a little lower and just have a conversation with them. And I can't hear what you're saying or what they're saying. And that's the most ideal. In fact, when I'm going to call someone or someone calls me, I excuse myself and I go outside or I go into another room or I go around the corner, you know, I don't stand there in front of a group of people jammering with somebody else while there's other people trying to do other things or have other conversations, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But in this case here on radio, why it's important is um, the radio technology and the switchboard and the broadcasting system and everything. It's not created for the use of speakerphones. And it tends to echo the call. Sometimes it might even create a feedback loop, you know, so you never want to use a speakerphone when you call into a radio show. Um, if you're really fast and good at it and you're ready on the button, you know, yeah, you could have it on speaker. And then when they call you, you know, and typically on commercial radio, they've screened the calls. So the host is able to say, yeah, you know, Fred from Illinois, you know, or Fred from Chicago. And then you hear your name, you can grab your phone, take it off speaker, and put it up to your head.
Yeah.
But if you're
Or, oh,
but if you're not fast at that, you know,
yeah.
put the earbuds in or hold it up to your head. Oh, that's another thing too. Bluetooth sucks on radio. Now, if you're doing a one-on-one Skype call, one-on-one Zoom call, or a regular telephone cellular call, it's perfectly fine. Sounds great. Listening to music through them, through your phone, sounds great. But when you're going through the switchboard and the broadcast system on radio, it sounds horrible. And I don't care how high end your Bluetooth set is, it doesn't matter. There's too much of a delay, and it it echoes, it does all kinds of weird things.
Now I
sometimes
cannot.
sometimes it creates a feedback loop. So the best thing to do is to not use Bluetooth. Now, the newer really good Bluetooths that are really expensive, you know, we're not talking about that $35 pair. We're talking about that, you know, $235 pair of Bluetooth earbuds, you know, or the full headset thing.
Or you
That
can just get, or you can just get really old and have to wear hearing aids. My
well,
hearing aids are Bluetooth.
that's different. That's different. You know, when it has
Yeah, I
noise
know.
canceling, when it has noise canceling in it, the
Hmm.
modern earbuds, the ones that have come out last couple of years,
Hmm.
there's new iPods coming out like literally this year that are like really good, and
Yeah, yeah.
they might not have this issue, but
No, because they're the nice, expensive ones, like you
they
were saying.
they have noise canceling. So what
Hmm.
it has this a speaker that's listening to the outside noise, and it is electronically erasing the noise front. So there's the microphone from you, there's the outside microphone, and then there's the speaker that goes in your ear, and it's doing all this processing at the same time. Now, whether
Yeah.
or not that'll work on radio, I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
But the way you get around that is you use hardwired earbuds. So
Yes.
if you have a device, a phone, a pad, something, a computer that has a mic jack that's a stereo headphone jack as well. You can plug the wire in. Remember they used to have wires? Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
You can plug the wire in, and those work perfectly fine. because it's not going over Bluetooth.
Right.
You know, it's not
Going over the airwaves. Yeah.
yeah, because there's a degrading in the sound quality. The signal gets degraded. There's a lot of there's also what's the word for it? There's the frequency of time. It's I forget what it's called. I said it earlier. Now I can't remember.
It
Where there's a delay that's created because of the time it takes for the signal
it
and for the computer to
yeah.
recreate that. It takes
It
time.
it makes me think of Willy Wonka. When the little boy went in like the chocolate bar to disappear or to be shrunk or whatever, it's like those molecules, right? And that's like the electric going over the wire, the molecules, the wire, it has to go over that. And so
Mm-hmm.
it has to take its time, just like it did. A little boy had to grow back up. He shrunk. And it's all about the molecules,
Yeah. So,
airwaves. Yeah.
so the big takeaway is, you call into a radio show, don't use speakerphone and don't use Bluetooth if, ear pods with the microphone. If you can, get away with not using that, actually hold it up to your head. It sounds so much better on radio, and some of our hosts have tried using the ear pods and it doesn't work on radio. Everything else, yeah, just not on
Yep.
radio, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I mean, have some ideas, and that's what I just told you guys, but don't know absolutely for sure. But especially Blog Talk. Oh my God, their system. Well, first of all, their system is antiquated. It's from like 14 years ago. And so that's part of it too. You know, so maybe Bluetooth will get better at some point. Oh, there's another factor too. Is I wanted to mention that there are newer versions of Bluetooth, and it all depends on what is on your device. Okay, so if you have the latest phone or the latest computer that came out, you might have the newer Bluetooth, which doesn't have as much of the delay. So it might actually work if you're combining that with the noise canceling high end Bluetooth earbuds. It might actually work. But most of us don't. Most of us have older phones and older Bluetooth headsets with the older Bluetooth protocol, and it's just not as good. Anyway, 714-816-4628 if you want to get in. Well, we are an hour into the show. We're going to check and see if new people have come into the chat. I think
Let's see.
Amini came in. I think that's how you.
Yeah,
I know
Damini.
I'm butchering their name, and the picture's so tiny. I think it's a lady, but
Yes.
yeah. So it's Dhamini, Dahamini or Damini. I just like saying it that way. It's easier. But before we do that, let's let everybody know about our tip jar over at psychic.cafe
Yes.
/coffee. That's right. Go over to psychic.cafe /coffee, and you guys can grab us a cup of coffee. Send us a little love. Right, Michelle?
Yes. We would absolutely love it. And if you do, we
Mm-hmm.
will take your call or your chat question immediately and we'll give you extra time. We'll give you an extra question. Absolutely.
Yes. And also, that same URL, go over to psychic.cafe and you can join our new website platform for free. It's like joining Facebook. It has all the same features as Facebook, groups and private messaging, and your own profile and everything. On one of these shows, I got to start on some of these shows, like sharing my screen and just showing people some of the features on the website, Michelle. But this banner I have up here, the arrows are just pointing to how you register on the site. It's free. The ones along the bottom there that you see, those are the social media uh, connections. You can connect via social media, um, Google, your Google account, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Uh, the Instagram button's not working right now. LinkedIn, and even Amazon. We have Amazon on there. Or you can click anywhere where it says register or that big green button. Just click the green button. It'll take you over where you can do it the old fashioned way and put in a username and a password and an email address, right? And join us. Join us. It's free. It's free.
It's fun too.
Not only that, you can become a host on the network. Check out the opportunities at psychic.cafe/hosting to become a host. I'm typing all this in the chat here while we're talking here. And Damini says, I love the name Psychic Cafe. Yes, we were lucky to be able to get that. Let me tell you. Upcoming guests on the network. We've got Stephanie Dreams coming on Sunday, August 18th. She is a deck creator and artist. She has the Enchanted Shadows Oracle deck coming out. She's a member on the cafe. You can find her at psychic.cafe/Stephanie, psychic.cafe/Stephanie. And she's going to be on 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, August 18th with myself and another tarot deck artist and creator, Pamela Steele. Pamela is going to be my co-host and help me interview Stephanie on August 18th. So mark that on your calendars. If you guys missed the episode that Michelle here and I did with Roxy Sim, it was great. I've known Roxy for umpteen years now. She was one of our first guests 14 years ago on the network. And she had come out with her Pearls of Wisdom Tarot, which took her years because it's full size hand painted art. Yes, 78 giant paintings. Who the hell does that? No one does that anymore. It's all digital.
Nope.
It's all digital art, small form art, maybe a sketch pad. They sketch it in a sketch pad and then they scan it into a computer.
Yeah.
But she did it the old fashioned way, actually physically painting art on large canvases and using high end photography to get the images and put them onto the cards. And she's auctioning off her original art. I think she sold already about 10 of the 78 paintings. But
beautiful.
In October, there's going to be an auction. And if you miss this show, you can watch it on archive. If you're here on Psychic Cafe and you're watching this maybe on the Psychic Cafe live group, if you scroll down in that group, you'll see me and Roxy and Michelle, and you can watch this show. If you are on YouTube, it's the easiest way to find it will be it's on the playlist that is our podcast that says Psychic Cafe. Go check that out. Go check that out. Let's see what's coming up next. All righty, here. I gotta turn all these off because I gotta get down to this panel. Tomorrow, we're doing a live Zoom discussion and Q&A.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, same time as the shows on Saturday and Sunday. It's the second and fourth Sundays every month. So it's the Sunday following Michelle's Mystic Corner. Every show she does, you'll know that there's a Zoom discussion and Q&A the next day on Sunday. So Sunday, tomorrow, July 28th, we'll be here 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. You just go to psychic.cafe/Zoom. And by the way, you can join us earlier. In other words, the official start time is 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, but we usually have the Zoom running 30 to 40 minutes ahead of time. So pop in for the meet and greet, 30 minutes ahead of time, 20 minutes ahead of time, something like that if you want. 10 minutes, 15 minutes at least, get in here, say hi and everything before we get officially started. This is, what is this? It's a Zoom open discussion and Q&A. We let you ask all these kind of questions here on these shows, but this is private and intimate compared to our broadcast shows that are being broadcasted out. This is not recorded. It's not put out on YouTube or radio. It's only for our members. So come over and join the Psychic Cafe free and come and join us for our Zoom discussion and Q&A tomorrow. And you can ask anything you want. You can ask us questions about tarot and oracle cards and Lenormand and numerology and animal communication and psychic mediumship and developing your psychic abilities. You can ask us about becoming a professional reader, a professional psychic advisor, how to put your business on Psychic Cafe with your own custom URL, and how to join the Tarot Guild. Why join the Tarot Guild? Why get certified? You can ask us questions about professional certification as a psychic advisor or a reader. It's all fair game at these Q&As. Now, another thing that makes it different, besides being intimate and, private, we don't broadcast this, we don't record this. The other difference between that and our shows is we don't do personal questions. In other words, we're not going to pull cards on your personal life,
right?
Like we're doing right now on the show, answering people's questions. This is the behind the scenes kind of questions. How does tarot work? How does numerology work? What do I need to know about professional certification, the guild, Psychic Cafe, using the different features? We can share my screen and I can walk you through anything you need, setting up your profile, how to set up, payment links and how to get a custom URL and everything like that. And we'll tell you all about the membership, certification, questions about my course. Oh, that's the other thing. If you're one of my students, and part of my course is that you get free live monthly Q&As when you enroll in my course. These are those Q&As. There you go. All righty. So, let's see what's going on in the chat here. I wonder if Damani had a question. If anybody in chat has a question, go ahead and type it in now. What was her question?
There were some problems at my workplace at Pizza Hut. My boss, Sherry, canceled my hours. She wants to speak to me tomorrow. Will she give me hours to work next week?
Okay. What did you get?
Well, I did the 5-card spread, and I got 4 yes cards, but 1 no card. So the 4 yeses I got are the 10 of Wands, which means for me is saying that You are almost there, but there's something heavy going on in this
Mm.
situation. And apparently, with this card, this is the Nine of Swords. It is definitely bothering you and keeping you awake.
Oh, wow.
But the next three cards I got, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. And so I do believe you might get some hours. Okay. Maybe not as many as you want, but some. But then we got the Hanged Man. So is this really the job for you? Now you need to really step back and look at this job. Is this job worth the stress that you are feeling and putting on yourself?
Yeah.
And regardless of what your answer is, you got the Chariot. This is victory. So yes, you're going to get hours, but is that worth it? What actions do you need to take to have that victory in your life? So again, think about it with the Hanged Man. Look at all the perspectives. Look outside the box, and then move forward. If you don't get your hours, it's okay. Just move forward with a new job. That's what this is saying. Take action and stay strong. Okay.
Interesting. I got something very similar, Michelle. Did the 5 card, yes. Got 2 6s. As I always say on the show, 6 is a yes, and it's a
Yep.
six. It's the success number, right? And a lot of the cards that are success card, like the 6 of Wands, is literally the success card. But any of the sixes are really positive, like the 6 of Cups, for instance. I got the Magician card, the only major arcana card, but that's a big fat yes. And you're in charge is what it's trying to say. You manifest this. Now, the question she had was, and it's interesting because the cards, like just like yours, answers about the job itself, even though she didn't ask that. She asked, will she get more hours? And I'm getting a lot of yes. Now, 2 of the
Yep.
cards are technically no's, because evens are yes, odd numbers like 1 are no. However, it's 2 aces.
Ooh.
And when I get 2 aces, when I get aces, it can go either way. And I read what's going on in the cards, and I know whether it's the fact that it's an odd card, so it's a no, or whether it's a big fat yes, because hey, all aces are positive. The potential of the full potential of the suit is present. But the first 2 cards I picked is the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. That, along with all the success cards, success number cards, 6s, 6 cups, 6 swords, the Magician, tells me, yeah, you're probably going to get hours. You're going to get your hours back. You're just going to have to talk to her. God knows what happened. But here's the big caveat. Just like you said, Michelle, the central focus, I did the 5 cards. The central focus card in the middle is the 6 of Swords. It's literally you moving on. You're moving on to something bigger and better. And if we think back to those aces, they might be yeses, but aren't they new opportunities?
Mm-hmm.
And you may have to step outside of your comfort zone, Tamani, in order to move forward with something new. But ultimately, cups are emotions. Ace of Cups, you're going to be more emotionally fulfilled with a new position. So identical to what you got, slightly different
Yes.
cards, but wow.
Wow. Synchronicities.
Just loving that. And we do
Yes.
have a phone call, area code 304. Let's see if we can bring them on. Are you there, area code 304? What's
Hi,
your name?
Hi there. How
Nicole.
are you?
What's your name? Where are you calling from,
I'm
hon?
good. How are you?
Doing good.
Nicole, I live in West Virginia.
West Virginia. All
Hi,
right.
Nicole.
What's going on with you?
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's going on here in West Virginia? Not much. But I do have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me and my partner want to go on a vacation in Minnesota next July. I was just wondering if you guys see it happening for us.
Vacation Minnesota next year. Michelle's
Hmm.
shuffling here. We're gonna pull some cards and see what's coming up.
Okay, thank you.
A
Hang in there while
vacation
Michelle's
in
get.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got the Fool card, which is starting a new adventure. And so
Mm,
that is a big yes right
Hmm.
there. So I do see the vacation happening. It is an adventure. I also got the Judgment card, which means you really need to make sure that you are going there for the right reasons.
mm-hmm.
And don't, are you going there
Hmm.
to run and hide, or are you going there to start a new life? Like, what are your intentions? Okay. And the next card I got
Well,
is
my
the Seven of
partner,
Cups. I'm sorry?
yeah, my partner is from Minnesota, and his daughter is turning 18 next year, and she was up for adoption. So we get to finally he gets to meet his daughter.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Okay. And then we've got the Seven of Cups. So make
Hmm.
sure that you look at all of the options and make sure that
Okay.
that you're not looking at a fantasy option, because some of these pictures you're
Hmm.
looking at in the cups and you're like, well, that's not real. So you got to make sure that you're
Hmm.
planning um, planning things that are going to work out and not planning things that are going to fail. Okay.
Right.
Mm.
Hmm.
And that's what this is saying. Go ahead and make your plans, take that jump, but make sure you're doing it for the right
Okay.
reasons. Make your plans and make sure you're picking and choosing the right path and being prepared for all the speed bumps along the way.
Right. Okay.
Awesome. Hey, Michelle, your first card. Guess what my first card was?
Oh my goodness, you got the Fool.
I got the exact same thing, Nicole, as Michelle. It's like literally go for it, go for it. And then I also get the death card, which
Hmm.
tells me that one door's closing, another door's opening, new opportunity. It's like a transition, a new phase in your life. Um, you and him, by the way, not just you.
Yep.
And the Five of Pentacles shows up to say, this is the like literally feeling out in the cold card, even though there's help right there behind them in in that card. So what
Hmm.
that's saying is it's just saying, hey, as you get closer to this trip, if things start to look a
Right.
little wonky financially, don't worry about it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You need to look around because there's there's help if you need it right there. You're just not seeing it. And
Okay.
also one last thing,
Okay.
the Seven of Wands shows up to say, even if things look like you're being attacked from all sides, really you have the high ground and you're in a good position. So it's just to let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. All
thanks
right.
for the
Well,
call,
thank you so much.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
No
rest of your
problem. Thank you.
weekend. Thanks for calling in. I can't believe the synchronicities. Like the last reading, we got different cards, but the exact same thing, meanings. And then this time I got the exact same card, got the full
Right.
card. Pretty
That
cool.
is awesome.
Yeah. So, hey, we are ready to get out of here. I'm gonna double check, see if there's anything in chat. No, nothing new. It's funny. Aditha had come in and I don't know if she's still here, but we said we did her reading but usually she does some feedback, but I don't see anything after that.
Mm-mm.
Damani came in and we did her reading, but and she's talking a little with Dan and stuff and things in chat, but nobody else. It is just
Ah,
dead in the chat room. We got phone calls though, which was cool.
yeah, that was great. We haven't had those in a few.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so we can get out of here then.
All right. Well, thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. Come check out the Mystic Corner at the cafe, psychic.cafe. Check out the new spreads that we're going to be putting up.
Yep, we're gonna get the PDFs out for you, and I'm also gonna post them right on the community page,
Oh,
the main,
good.
the main page of the website too. So when you go there, you'll find them, and then there'll be a link to where they can watch the video.
Oh, good. Okay.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow. But I did want to mention that I'm gonna try to do a show on Monday. Last Monday, there was way too much going on, doctor visits and all this stuff. And I just told Charlotte, it's like, I don't have the energy to do the freaking show. So hopefully Charlotte will be with me Monday. Okay. And then Wednesday, no show Tuesday, but Wednesday, Michelle be back with me.
Yep.
Yep, on Wednesday. And then hopefully Ellie will be joining me again on Thursday.
Thursday. Yay.
Thursday. Yes. And then it'll be August. And
Already.
already. Yeah. And I'm looking at the calendar here. So Thursday is actually August 1st. And then
Wow.
I have my house committee meeting on the 3rd. So no shows on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're taking a
Oh, okay.
we're taking a break, but we'll be back on Monday the 5th, Wednesday the 7th, Thursday the 8th, and then the next Michelle's Mystic Corner, the 10th of August. Oh, do you have I think you said you have something for
I've
the
got to
24th.
double check with Michelle. I think I'm going to be interviewing her, but I'm going to double check. Hopefully, she'll get back to me this afternoon.
Cool. Cool. All righty then. And then we're going to do a show on the 10th. You'll have to let me know what the topic is going to be.
I will. Yeah, we'll get that out there.
Awesome. Well, this was a lot of fun.
It
Even though it's
was.
a rocky beginning, but we made it.
We did.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.